Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect. In the previous episode, we activated the chair. It's always a mixed bag when we go through the execution process, and obviously at the end it wasn't great because it did point out that new evidence had come to light and may have altered the decision there, but hey ho, we have to sort of crack on with that one. We need to, in this episode, and probably the next one, sort of finish the prison off, really. We need to get these two cell blocks up and running. These are going to be our high-risk areas, similar to this one. In fact, an exact copy of these, which is why we've sort of designed it so it can be cloned along, because it will save a lot of time. And, well, I wouldn't say money, but a lot of time, certainly. We also need to go around and do, like, a pass on the prison to make sure everything's nice and clean and stuff like that, and make sure everything's in the right place. Now, obviously, there's certain objects that we like, planned, like, around here and such, that we just haven't done. Haven't used, and whether or not we do that really, well, we'll have to see. We do want to add a couple of things, such as we want to add barbed wire all the way around here. We want to add the extra road gate around here and things like that. And we're actually going to turn free fire off there because, as some people have pointed out, it could be riling the prison up, but we'll see how we get on with that one. It hasn't really been a big issue as of late because the legendary prisoners Lee mainly has, well, he's no longer in the prison for various reasons. We have our workshop here, which if we go over to our logistics, we should have people working on that, which we do. Obviously, the foreman can only train in one area, and most likely, knowing the game and the way it does things, it will almost certainly send him over here because it's the furthest away. It likes to do things like that. In terms of our deployment, we have got that as access only. Both of these are access only, which hopefully will have it working okay. I was planning on doing an escape attempt once we finish this prison, but quite frankly, the way it goes, I don't know if that's going to happen, because obviously there are ways and means of escaping, like tunneling and things like that. Oh, we got a death already? What's happened there? That is... Wow, okay. That's James Toxic Flames More, and they have came and fought and killed the janitor. Wow, okay, that's strange. I wonder why that is. They don't have any traits that we're aware of, and no, I don't know why that is. Most of the time they've spent their condition has been suppressed, so why on earth have they done that? Then their mood has been normal or good. They don't have any reputation such as deadly or volatile, that sort of thing. Punishment is high, reform is low, security is high, health medium. I don't know why his reoffending rates are high. Strange. Just must be predisposed, I guess. So anyway, as always, we are going to bring in some more prisoners today. We do want to force that open and indeed go over to our... Well, I'll tell you what, I'll pause it for the time being because I want to turn off that shakedown because it's just not going to finish there. And obviously we're in the middle of getting prisoners up and moving around and such. We're going to go over to the quick build and clone, and we're going to clone, as always, from the top down. Now, we already have a lot of these things in here, so we don't need to put like the top and bottom walls in, so that should be a full clone. We will have to obviously put in water and power. And why on earth is this? Why on earth the cells different? There you go. Look, it's done the same thing as it did before, where it didn't clone the cells. Let me just double check to make sure that the cells are definitely in there. The cells are definitely in there. So why on earth it's done the same thing there as it did before? I do not know. In fact, hang on, it's put a wall there. Hang on, we're going to have to cancel that from there onwards because that is quite frankly just wrong. Cancel all the materials, all the jobs, because that's just broken. I don't know what's happened there. That's very strange. Let me just double check that again. Let's go over to our cloning once more, quick build, and we want to clone from there downwards. And click. Right, that seemed to place it okay. Was it that I clicked and moved? That shouldn't affect it one bit. Oh, well, we'll see what it's like. Anyway, so we do have some new inmates, as you can see. We've got 4 of them there. We'll just check our intelligence. We'll see that 2 of them do have traits that we should be aware of. Once it's finished eat time, I will go ahead and put them in here. We do have another instigator there, and I don't know whether we want to... Well, they should really be in Supermax with a full-on punishment there, so they're going to be moved, because we originally had some of the instigators, well, the instigators around here, but we're gonna avoid that now. We're gonna start putting them in... Oh, there's an instigator there as well, and I'll put you as Supermax. And we're not going to give you a permanent punishment, nor does that person require permanent punishment. Well, they're not. They haven't got it. Where's the other one? There is another one. Deadly, extremely tough, and instigator. Anyone that's an instigator, they're getting permanent punishments. Sorry, they're not getting permanent punishments. They're getting just moved to the other area. There we go. That should be okay. So I'm activating some informants here, and we can see if anyone's being targeted. We haven't got any targets for the new people that we're aware of anyway, but we do have some other traits that, again, not really too much of an issue. So danger level is going up, and I'm not too sure why, and most of it's to do with it being unnecessarily searched. It's slowly going down now, so that's just leveling off there. So we'll see how that gets on. Obviously, we're going to be receiving a lot more prisoners in here. I just need to double check our deployment. We can see that the deployment for this area is pretty much sorted. There's no problem there. Obviously, this also needs to be a max sec only. We're going to have more max sec than we have anything else, I think. So capacity 64, 62, and 58. Yes, so by the time we've got this area done, and well, obviously this is not completed anyway, we'll have more max sec than we will anything else. So, or high sec rather. And again, it likes to change the designation once it's put walls in for some reason. Bit of a weird quirk, but it is what it is. So I'm not going to bother to hire any more workers. I don't think there's any real point in that one, because we've already got 24, so that should be fine. Our cash flow does say it's really, really low, but that's a little bit disingenuous because we are working, although not as much as we were before, which is why that workload is a lot less. But we are still removing the trees, we're selling those, doing all that sort of thing. What we need to do is put some road gates in, or rather the road stoppages, the road block. So road, we've got a road barrier, there it is. It's 10 grand, so quite expensive. But what I'll do is I'll move this down to about here and have a gap of 2 or 3, and then I'll put the road gate in, and then I'll have the same down here. I'll bring that up to about there, and then we'll have the road gate moved up. In fact, now for this one we could just probably expand the wall down a little bit and then have it there. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. The road block will always be open unless you do a lockdown, in which case it'll close automatically, and it means that the prisoners can't get onto the supply trucks or any other vehicle in here and just drive off. Although I don't know what would happen if there was something in front of it. I assume, perhaps wrong, that it can't just ram it out of the road, and I'm assuming also that it can't switch to the other lane, but we'll have to see if that actually happens. At the moment, obviously, we've got a lot of guards around here. We haven't had any escapes, and I certainly don't want to force one, not yet anyway. Once a prison is done, we might go ahead and do some extreme testing like we've done before. We expanded it, and we might try escaping, but quite frankly, if the escape... Why are you in there? I know why, because the game has probably shifted that over to... Yes, it has, because it just likes to mess around. There we go. Yes, I might do some extreme testing like we have done previously. So the grid for this one's going to be on that one, okay. Yeah, so I have to just double check the grids on that one, so that can go along to there. Actually, if we're being accurate, it's that to there, and then that's similar like the other one, and then that can go up to there as well, and then the small pipe will just run up and down like so. We've done the bottom ones here because these ones are just graded cells. Those are definitely, yes, selected. That's fine. So we've got some grading. And speaking of grading, actually, I wonder if we've got these actually... Oh yeah, they are probably graded. So that's grade 9, and the occupant is titled to a grade 2. That's a 5 out of 5. So you think they'd swap those around? So that one there, occupant entitled to a grade 0. Yet we've got ones over here. They're entitled to a grade 5. You think they'd move them around? Strange. I wonder if it just fills it up first and then moves around? I really don't know. Anyway, so everybody should be in bed, so we're going to do a full shakedown there. Some people are on outside, but it doesn't really matter. I want to do a full shakedown just to make sure that we didn't miss anything last night, because it is a possibility. It doesn't really matter too much because these cells are open, so the workers can crack on with that one. People have been messaging and letting me know about the issue with searching these. It does appear to be what we discussed a couple of episodes ago, which was it doesn't have a foundation. If you've got a foundation around it, then you should be fine. So having it indoors like that, then you have line of sight. If it's outdoors like that, it just doesn't work, basically. So we know that that is an quirk. So that's getting sorted over there. Currently 2 o'clock, so more than enough to search and do the search before its sleep time's ended. I've just realised there's 3 lights in there, and I don't know why. I'm guessing it was to do with the and 2 in there. I know a couple of them would have been placed. When we built the foundation, because you can see there's some over there. But when we cloned it, we had a glitch anyway. So interesting. So obviously we're finding different bits of bobs, uniforms, things like that. And now the warden is calling us, and that's saying they've settled down a bit, so we can put the work hours back to normal. It says we found a tunnel there. It's only the one, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Going to go over to regime and then work free time, and obviously we're going to change all of that to work and free time, and then we'll get a lot more money. Currently minus 6 grand. Yeah, well, we'll see about that one. We're back up to 20, so I don't think that is the case. We should be fine. So let's work on the gates over here. In fact, I'm going to wait for those to be finished first. Are they finished? It looks like they are finished. Hang on, let me just check the jobs list. Job list, you can see there are some dump food and things like that, and store food. But yes, install for trees. So yeah, they're pretty much done with that one, so that's fine. So what we need to do is have probably a gap of, I'd say 3. This is a perimeter wall. Is that a perimeter wall? I believe it's a perimeter wall. So we'll go 1, 2, and then 3, and then the gate will go across, across there. Yeah, that should be fine. Also, because we got this guy patrolling on there, I could actually turn that off if I want to, because I've got the automatic door servos there, but I don't need to. Like, having him patrol is pretty good, because if someone tries to run past, he'll happily stop them. We're going to do the same down here with a perimeter wall, and we'll say 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have it across there 1, 2, 3. Obviously this bit here is just a standard wall, but we're going to place a perimeter one there just for say. Actually no, we won't. We'll match it up. If they're at this point, I don't think it's going to matter what type of wall that is. So we'll force that open for them and let them crack on. We won't be putting barbed wire on those. There's no need to. What I do need to do, though, is place some grass over there, because that was removed when we had the stupidly long tunnel, which we have had several times now. So there's our danger level up, but drastically decreasing, because obviously it's yard time. They're getting all of their exercise. They will then go into the canteen and such. So that's fine. Just need to double check our deployment to make sure we have guard patrols. We do have armed patrols around there as well as the dogs, so that should be all fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 armed patrols, and we have a total of 18 armed guards, so that's more than enough to get this all sorted. We have now received a lot of prisoners, and almost certainly there will be some traits there that we are not too fussed on. Extremely strong, tough, fearless, things like that. Nothing great, although as you can see, we've also lost another informant. I'm guessing they've left. What I'm going to do is activate all of those. A little bit of suspicion, but it doesn't really matter unless it goes up to the higher values. And then we'll see if there's any. Oh, there we go. There's a snitch straight away. So Sean, Too Good, Conley. We are going to put them as a protective custody. There we go. And we'll give them a lockdown of permanent. There we are. So we know those will be targeted. You can see the snitch already is getting taken, hopefully, to his cell. We've got the targeting on there, so there's all them targeted, and now we've all got these traits as well. This is a bit broken, I must confess. It says coverage 100%, and that's based on how long they've been in the prison, as well as, I believe, how many places they've went, but they shouldn't really know about the people coming. But hey-ho. So we've got all of that sorted. Let's still got the issue where the snipers are trying to get into the top of the towers, even though there's people there, and there's also empty towers here. So that's just, yeah, not good. Anyway, let's work on these things here. So we need to go over to objects and to a road. So we'll go for a road barrier, and a road barrier will go in there. I wonder if the barriers need to be closed off there and there? I don't know. Anyway, we'll have this as a dismantle. We'll have dismantle on that one there. Yes, we might need to put extra sections on that one. I don't know. Let's just check, actually. So, road gate is quite long, and the barrier is not as long. Okay, so... oh, but you can also place it anywhere. So, I guess I need to place a... Oh, no. The road barrier does place like this one. It just doesn't show that's the case. So, that barrier is now in place. That's fine. We'll go over here. We can see that we have a road barrier in place, so we'll place the gate back in where it was, and obviously we also now have a door servo to place, which we will place obviously in the wrong one. Oh, there we go, that's back. That should be connected up automatically. I believe that should be connected, but let's just see, it is not, so I will now connect it up. Also dismantle utility, those ones, just to make it a little bit cleaner. Obviously we can connect it, so we'll go for there, and actually no, it's the other way around. So door control system there and there. We will have to designate our deployment, like so. And that should be fine. In terms of deployment, we have a guard patrolling around there. I am going to stop that now. I don't think that's strictly necessary. I said before that we might want to do that, but nah, let's just get rid. We'll get rid of that entirely. Get some more guards freed up. So there's the road gate. So if we wanted to, we can do a lockdown, and you can see the gate shuts. Ah, alright, there you go. So I wonder if it's... oh yeah, okay, so it closes the gate up. Yeah, cool. That's okay. And does it do the same there? Yes, the gate goes up. Because this one can be knocked down. They can just charge straight through that with a truck. So there we are. Right, so we're going to go to materials and a perimeter wall. We'll finish off the perimeter wall here because we might as well. We have a perimeter wall going up to here. We don't have one around here because it's next to the water. And they can't escape that. They can't swim in it. As soon as they add swimming, if swimming is ever added, that'll become a problem. Yeah, I'm sure there's mods for that. Although that sentence can be uttered for almost any game in existence. I'm sure there's mods for that. That power switch there, by the way, we installed that because we didn't know whether the workshop and the execution area will be still able to function together. So originally we had a lot of areas around here where we have the guard towers, and I'm not too sure whether we wanted to follow on with that one. Having them down here might make sense just in case there's fighting. It won't matter anyway because inevitably the snipers will try to get in different towers because they're idiots. I wonder if I move the other guy in the tower. They'll go to there. Yeah, they're just going to stand around now because... Anyway, so we're going to get another death row shortly, which is going to be good. This is going to take quite a while to get that sorted. Obviously, there's automatic door openers not placed there, so they have to manually go through all that one, which I didn't anticipate, actually. But anyway, they're just cracking on with that. Take some time, but they'll get there. And is that an automatic door opener that they've just removed? It is. It is, and it's for that one there. Not that it matters, because that one hasn't got one, so I'm not really too bothered about that, quite frankly. Okay, so there's all that. No, there's most of that completed. There should be some guards to come along and fix that one. We haven't done a roll call, but we've done a couple of shakedowns through the night, so I think I'll give them a bit of a break tonight. Let me just double check the deployment there. All the deployment's fine, these are good. This area here would still like to have that as max sec, but because we do have some super max, it's not ideal. What we'd probably do if we redid this is we'd have this about twice as big, and we'd have one half super max, the other half as max sec. All it means now as one high security and one supermax. What it means now really is that anyone can come in here, but these two that are open, this can only be low and medium risk, whereas this one can be anyone. So even though low and medium risk can go in here, the only people that the only way for high risk and supermax to go would be in here anyway. So it sort of does the job of what we wanted it to do, which is not have anything been able to pass over from one side to the other, which does increase a lot of these needs here when it comes to like family and such and freedom, but yeah, still not much we can do about that one. That camera also keeps on going off, and it's really annoying. Anyway, so we are going to receive a death row inmate today. It looks like the shower is getting utilised, and it's about the right size as well. Right, I don't know why, but they still haven't finished those off. Failed 9 times route blocked. That is not the case. I'm going to cancel that because I think it is broken. Cancel. Okay, perimeter wall. That one. That one will probably be broke. That bit there, because of how it's connected, but we'll see about that one. So any second we'll receive our intake. There we go. Looks like the doors are still working and functioning. Okay, that's fine. So we can see we've got, straight away, we have volatile, which is our death row inmate, and we've got an ex-law enforcement. So let's double check it's this person. It is that person. So they're going to be on protective custody and a lockdown permanent. Once the eat time is mainly finished, we'll go ahead and have a little chat. There we go, that'll be about right. Coverage on there is not very good. There's also been some tasers going off there as well from somewhere. Anyway, so we're just going to double check. There's the targeting there, so you can see that ex-law enforcement. They're getting moved in here. We are at almost capacity for the protective custody. That's quite worrying. We now are going to be at capacity because we've got YJ trash bar. So they're going to have to be protective custody and lockdown permanent. So we are now maxed out on protective custody, because all of the rest of these are snitches, ex-law enforcement, that kind of thing. There's our death row inmate, James Jerome, age 36, prison number 10462363, sentenced to 144 years for multiple crimes including murder, attempted murder, and armed robbery. So it's murder, attempted murder, armed robbery, grievous bodily harm, armed robbery, grievous bodily harm, rape, attempted murder. Likelihood of clemency, 50%. Okay, fair enough, I guess. That's a thing. Right, that's still not getting made, and that's a problem. That's... Oh, do you know what it'll be? It'll be that brick. They won't be able to use that brick to build that. I'm going to sell that. Can't sell it. What I can do, though, is dump it, but then they won't have access to it. So I'll have to demolish walls, that one. Prioritise the demolishing of that wall. And then once that's done, they'll have access to the back here. And that's probably what's gone on. Probably. With the way the game works, it can go all over the place. In fact, there's no worker coming to do that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is all broke. Well, that's focused, and we'll just see what happens there. Although there's someone coming along here. Right, then they have access to that. And then if I go over to the perimeter wall and place them there, like so, they should now have access to it, which they probably do. I think so, it's queued. Do you know what I'm dreading? When I place the barbed wire all across this wall, half of the people that are working there, because the way the game moves them around, they're going to clip to the other side and then they'll be permanently stuck. Oh. Oh. Fire is started in the kitchen. Yeah. Yes, it has. Okay, I guess next episode we'll have to deal with that then. At least it's not in here and it's not an explosion. We can handle a fire in the kitchen. I have suppressors. That's typical. I have suppressors, because apparently Sean Connery plushed them. We have suppressors on the far left here, but the fire's on the right. Sort of makes sense for where that started. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Next episode, we'll hopefully fix that one. And next episode, it'll probably be our last episode of this prison. We're going to complete this. We're going to get the barbed wire around the place and just have a quick look around, make sure there's some, see if there's any other tiles to place and things like that. I understand that obviously there will be places where we'll miss tiles. It's just part of the course. You know, we can't have everything perfect all the time. And then it would be a case of, do we expand down there? I'm going to say now that we're not. unless there's a huge amount of people that really want that to be expanded. And even if that is the case, we're definitely taking a break before we do the expansion, because quite frankly, it's been over a month, and you know what? I think we need to try something else. Not that I'm not enjoying playing this. Obviously, I wouldn't have got this far with this prison if that wasn't the case. But either way, I think if we do expand, a break would be needed just to sort of refresh things and things like that. As always, though, I hope you have enjoyed the video on the series thus far. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.